Less than 3.
Zelensky did an interview with CNN earlier. Some of it is in English. Okay. The Russian forces attacked television tower. We saw that, but here we'll rewatch this part.
At HasanAbi, just take away Russia's nukes.
I don't know if there's like TOS. There's a lot of fucking footage that really just like straight up show shit. Here, I'll show you on the ground. Like, this is what it looks like from the ground.
I was banned on accident.
Друзья, срочно на вышке, только что по телеге, Киев.
Help me, mods, I am innocent.
That's what it looks like. Here's another angle.
Big fish.
The tower stands across the road from Babi Yar. The site for one of the worst mass killings of the Holocaust. Yeah, 5 people died in this bombing, by the way, and I think the tower is a TV tower for their TV station. The Russian Ministry of Defense addressed the citizens of Kyiv and told them to leave surrounding area of the TV towers quite a while before the strike. This is true. The Russian Ministry of Defense addressed the citizens of Kyiv and told them to leave the surrounding area. Non-government sources. Bro, this is literally Israel, by the way. Like, this is straight up Israel, dude. This is Gaza. Like, this is Gaza shit. Like, it's madness. It's fucking madness, dude. That the pre-fire, the world's most honorable and most moral military, right? Isn't that what they say? Even the fact that they're bombing a fucking media tower is identical, dude. It's literally identical. It's crazy to me. And the irony, of course, is that people think when I say this, people think I am, condoning what Russia is doing, because their automatic assumption is like condoning Israel's actions. No.
Wow. 13 months. Thanks for rotting my brain.
Okay. Both of these are completely unacceptable courses of behavior, unacceptable actions.
Hello, I'm from the future. Things got worse as despair.
It's literally okay for Israel to do it, but not Russia. Oh my God, I was about to ban you, but you're... Okay, you're siding with Palestine. You dodged it. Fucking dodge that ban, dude. He's being sarcastic. The Algerian government was offered to come retrieve their people in Ukraine. They didn't. Russia bombs Kyiv neighborhoods. Vishneve city outside of the capital, according to the State Special Communications Service of Ukraine. Russia bombs Kyiv neighborhoods. Vishneve city outside of capital, according to the State Special Communications Service of Ukraine. Neighborhoods currently under attack are Rusanivka, Kurinivka, Boyarka, and the area near the Kyiv International Airport, or Zuliani. And that international airport is like 30 miles away from the capital, right? Like the heart of Kyiv. A loud explosion was also heard in Bila Tservka, the city in Kyiv Oblast, where the fuel depot was struck. Ukrainian news agency, UNian news agency reported. The people who are saying cutting off communications, isn't that an adequate strategy in a time of war? That might be a tactical decision. I just don't fucking agree with just even the bombing of Ukraine or the invasion of Ukraine. I am against the invasion of Ukraine. So I don't care if it's a tactical decision. Here is the best tactical decision. Don't invade Ukraine. How about that? How about you tactically don't do that? That's crazy, man. Occupy democracy is trustworthy. Why the fuck are they begging for retweets on every single tweet about Ukraine in a way like retweet if you think Russia is bad? It's so fucking stupid. I'm actually getting mad. Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's your fault for even seeing those things. I don't.
7 months. Thank you for everything, Ajan and Chat Hassle.
Any chance people's opinions on American imperialism change after this? What do you mean? Like, are they going to be more pro-American imperialism? Because yes, if you think they're going to look at this and go, wow, we did this in other countries and that's pretty fucked up, maybe I should reconsider my stance on this, then no, they're definitely not going to do that. As a matter of fact, I've seen so many people like rally around the American flag, even though Ukrainians are being fucking murdered on the streets. So, you know, there are so many people who are literally like, if you're not with, they don't even say Ukrainian people. This is not a time to criticize American imperialism. This is not a time to criticize American imperialism. Focus on the course. Stay the course. It's like, dude, I literally cover the situation in Ukraine for 12 hours a day. Okay? 12 fucking hours a day. Like, if you think I'm not covering enough, I don't know what to tell you. I'm certainly covering it. And in the process, if I like briefly touch on something that I at least should theoretically have a say over as an American citizen, which is America's actions that are damn near identical to Russia's actions here.
Chat, you are awesome, Hass.
I don't know what to fucking tell you, okay? A thread on Russian approach so far and where it's expected to go. Now that the Russians have switched tactics from pursuing a rapid victory on the cheap, failed miserably, and reverted to the mean of leveling Ukrainian cities to the ground like they did with Grozny and Aleppo, the goals of the operation are likely changing as well. If at the start Putin was trying to go for a quick decapitation of Ukrainian leadership and installation of a pro-Russian leader, e.g. Medvedchuk, that seems completely unrealistic now, if it ever were.
No,
he has pretty much turned the entire Ukrainian population against Russia. I mean, that was a GG from the jump, which is why it was so fucking stupid for him to invade, which is why it's unbelievable that he actually invaded. I still cannot believe he did that. There confirmed shooting of vacuum bombs? No. Even the American intelligence, which would have every fucking interest, every reason to lie about this, has not said that vacuum bombs have been used yet. They just said unconfirmed reports that they have strike capabilities, but haven't, but no report on it being used thus far. He also doesn't have time to engage in a brutal occupation, given the internal pressures that are starting to materialize inside of Russia. A number of Russian oligarchs, actors, TV personalities, etc., are coming out against this war on a scale we haven't really seen since the first Chechen war in the 1990s. The unpopularity of this war inside of Russia, not to mention the universal international outrage, is going to multiply dramatically with each coming day, along with casualties. Thus, Putin is going to need a resolution to the war in the next few weeks, or it will create a serious problem for him domestically.
We are grateful for the support we already have.
If Russia's nukes are anything like their 1945 tanks, I think we are good. Lol. Yeah, that's definitely a way to think about the situation. Actually, a great take, because those 1945 tanks were still able to fucking crush through a civilian population, just like a nuke, albeit a shitty one, is still a fucking nuke, and could most likely still wipe out some of them. Out of the 6,000 that they have, will still wipe out big cities. Also, you know, you're going to alert the tankies here. The propaganda working overtime in this chat. Yeah. European plan to donate fighter jet to Ukraine collapses.
Russian D's nuts.
Wait. Wait, that actually. Oh shit! Wait, what the fuck? So it's not happening? Ukrainian pilots are headed to Poland after other countries pledged to donate used planes.
Thanks,
A proposed deal to allow Ukrainian pilots to fly fighter jets were donated by the European Union countries have fallen apart. Over the course of a confusing 48 hours, the EU announced it had brokered an arrangement for member states to allow Ukrainian pilots to start flying their used Russian fighter planes, only to have those countries deny there was any such deal. What the fuck? Oh no, dude. Even as Kyiv trumpeted the impending arrival of the jets, the dissolution of the deal comes as European countries lined up on Monday to announce new weapons packages for Ukraine, from anti-armor and anti-air rockets to artillery and medical supplies. But the announcement on Sunday, set up by EU Security Chief Joseph Borrell, the fighter jets were also on their way, appeared to be a game changer for European military assistance. You know what's crazy? I feel like a lot of people are just straight up looking at, like, they are actually looking at, like, OSINT Twitter more than I thought. Like, we see it. We see the misinformation early in the day, and then we see it later at fucking CNN, you know? It's kind of wild. Like, confirm your fucking sources, bro. You have people on the ground. What are you doing? What about Ukraine not supplying water to Crimea? They don't care about their citizens? I've already talked about it before. Shut the fuck up.
Let's go 1 year and no ban.
Soon after, Ukrainian government told Politico their country had sent pilots to Poland to pick up the jets, and the Ukrainian parliament announced that the planes from Slovakia, Bulgaria, and Poland will soon be on their way. But by Tuesday, Bulgaria and Slovakia said there was no deal to send fighters, and the Polish president, appearing at a Polish airbase alongside NATO chief Jens Stoltenberg, said no planes will be flying anytime soon. We are supporting Ukrainians with humanitarian aid. However, we are not going to send any jets to Ukrainian airspace. The fuck?
Hit my subiversary, D.
Thanks for covering the war. I have a question. Are you trying to stay objective when you cover the war, trying to see from both perspectives? I have to say, I am totally against this war and hate violence. I have heard it is difficult to find information about the war that isn't biased and not trying to use propaganda covering the war. I care about clarity and I care about truth. I'm not looking at this from a both sides perspective. I do think that Ukrainian people are in the right and Russia, the Russian government and the Russian military is in the wrong. There is no both sides in the situation. They are 1,000%, 1,000,000% wrong, okay? However, when information comes out, there's propaganda on both sides for sure, and I do try to get as much truth, extract as much truth out of the propagandized information as possible. Part of the reason for why I want to do that is because, just wait, like, this is what's going to end up happening in the fog of war is it starts off with like either side making up shit, like the Russian side claiming that it's the Ukrainian Air Force that is the Ukrainian Air Force is like bombing their own civilian locations so that they can make Russia look bad. It's like, no, that's not the case. Okay, that you just made that up. You literally are fucking lying. What is more likely is that you thought you were hitting a recruitment station and you ended up hitting like a bunch of fucking civilians because, you know, you don't have like super precise weapons. And even though you are trying to be even though you're trying to be as strategic as possible with your striking capabilities, you're still not doing, you know, there's still going to be collateral damage. Civilians are still going to die as a consequence of that. Which is why you should never invade. Why are you mocking Russian accent though? People are trying to grasp, like people are trying to jump on anything they can. What? A new copy pasta on Twitter. Hey, Israel, a Russian rocket has hit Babin Yar, a Holocaust memorial in Kyiv, a mass grave of Ukrainian Jews murdered by Nazis during World War II in a country with a Jewish president. They do this for denazification. The hypocrisy is unbearable. We need the hashtag Iron Dome. Please share. Yeah, adding Israel is the smart thing to do in this situation because Israel is the only country that has said no to Ukraine having an Iron Dome. It's true. America was like, hey, we should give the Iron Dome to Ukraine. And Israel was like, no, we should not. I mean, this was before Russia even invaded. Here.
Hi, Hasan.
People love saying like this stuff is like propaganda or you're being anti-Semitic or whatever the fuck. So I want to make sure,
Love you.
you know.
Ukraine is racist. Talk about the border and how they're not letting black/brown people through.
Israel torpedoed sale of Iron Dome to Ukraine, fearing Russian reaction. Report. Kyiv approached the U.S. officials last year in a bid to buy system, but Israel reportedly vetoed the idea.
1.5 years Pogu Arjan.
Yo, some people literally just want me to exclusively talk about the black and brown refugees that are victims of white supremacist racism at the border, I think, the entire day. I have already covered it. I covered it yesterday. I covered it today. I'm going to continue covering stories like that are coming out, and they're completely unacceptable. But like, if you want me to keep repeating it over and over again, then at a certain point, you just don't want me to fucking talk about what else is going on in this like active situation. Why didn't Ukraine just tweet at Russia that they would be gay if they invade? Putin would retreat immediately. Self-proclaimed commander-in-chief and didn't come up with a solution yet. Hasan, I agree. I thought they did for a second. They're doing a lot of memes, you know?
Hey,